The Q&A is often the best bit of any presentation, but sometimes when presenters are answering questions, they don't realise there's a difference between the question and the need behind the question. Let me explain what I mean. Supposing you're in your office and someone passes you in the corridor and says, "Can you tell me where the bathrooms are?" And you say, "Down the corridor, second door on the left," right? So there's a situation where by answering the question, you've addressed the need, okay? Job done. Simple, obvious, right? Now let's take another question. Let's say you have this plate with this delicious piece of cake left on it, and let's say there's a group of us here and we're sat around the table and everyone's had a piece of cake, but there's one piece left. And I say, is anyone going to eat the, anyone want to have the last piece of cake, right? So there the question is, does anyone want the last piece of cake? But the need is actually, I want the last piece of cake. So there's a situation where the question and the need are not strictly aligned, okay? And let me present you with another scenario, right? A more presentation-like scenario, office type situation. Let's say there's a graph. Who cares what the graph shows? Let's say it's sales figures for the last 6 months, right? This probably shouldn't have a trend line at the top. Who cares, right? There's numbers. You present that. Someone says to you at the end, just on that graph, the numbers seem quite even. Would they be similar going back the previous months? And you say, yeah, they would. And they say, right, and that wouldn't be much different to last year's numbers, and you say no. And they say, okay, yeah, and what would the band, the difference, roughly the band between the numbers, and you say around 10%? And they go, okay, and would that be similar to other companies around this time? And you go, yes, it would. Okay, so you've answered those questions, 4 questions, you've dealt with them. And it's good to answer questions concisely, better than waffling on, and you think you've done your job, but actually you haven't. Clearly this person is confused, but because they're not the expert in the area, you're the expert, they notice something they're not sure of, but they don't know how to put it into a question. So they think, why are those numbers so even? Surely with changes in oil prices or seasonal effects, they should jump around a bit more. Why are they so even? And they're confused, but they don't know what question to ask in order to alleviate that confusion. So you've often got to help them to do that. In other words, you've got to figure out what's the need behind their immediate questions, right? And it's very easy to do that. All you've got to say is, sorry, was there some confusion about that? Or why were you interested in last year's numbers? Was there something? And get them to kind of share the need rather than just the question. Or simply say, does that answer your question? Often when we're dealing with questions, we bat back answers like we're playing shots in a tennis match. You're attacking me and I'll defend myself. But you're not addressing the need of the audience. You have to find out what's confusing them, and that's what you need to deal with. You've got to get to their need, not just answer their questions, and it's very important. Anyway, just a thought, if you like this, share it, pass it on to someone else, and if no one else, no one wants the cake? Okay, okay, well, no one else wanted, then I might as well have it, so yeah, we're done by the way.